So most of us know the story of Anne Frank in hiding, right? But her diary, it's so much more than just the day-to-day life in the annex. It's this incredibly profound look into the mind of a young girl who's grappling with one of life's biggest questions: who am I? In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into that internal journey.
And really, this question is at the absolute heart of Anne's experience. I mean, when everything is stripped away from you, and you're literally forced into the shadows, what parts of your identity actually remain? And maybe more importantly, what new parts are forged and grow even stronger?
The secret annex, it was way more than just a physical hiding place. For Anne, it became a kind of crucible, a pressure cooker where her identity was constantly being tested, questioned, and ultimately completely forged.
Now, what's so fascinating here is that Anne didn't see her Jewish heritage as just some religious label. It was something so much deeper. As she put it in her diary, it was an existential truth, a fundamental part of her being that she just couldn't separate from herself, even if she wanted to.
But here's the thing. Her understanding of that identity wasn't static at all. It changed. It changed dramatically under the intense pressure of persecution. What started as a feeling of being a bit disconnected, well, it transformed into something incredibly powerful.
You can almost see this evolution happening in stages. At first, Anne was, like a lot of teenagers. She thought some of the religious rituals were kind of boring and a little too formal. But as the danger outside grew, her connection to her heritage just intensified. The very fact that she was being hunted because she was Jewish gave her this new sharp clarity about who she really was.
And all of this leads us to this really painful paradox that pretty much defined her entire experience. The very thing that put her life in constant danger also became her greatest source of inner strength.
Okay, so let's break this down. You've got these two sides of the same coin. On one hand, her identity made her a target. It's the reason she was hunted, subjected to all this prejudice, and forced to think about just unimaginable suffering. But then, on the other hand, it became this wellspring of strength, a source of resilience, a link to a history of courage, and a reason to feel this deep sense of moral responsibility.
And her insight here is just incredible. She didn't only see suffering as this destructive force. She actually wondered if maybe, just maybe, this immense hardship was forging her entire generation into something uniquely strong and resilient. That is a remarkably mature thought for anyone, let alone a teenager in hiding.
And having this realization led to the emotional core of her journey. In the face of a system that was designed to completely dehumanize her, Anne made a conscious and incredibly powerful choice. She would not accept shame.
Just let that sink in for a second. That simple sentence is an unbelievable act of defiance. While the whole world outside was trying to crush her spirit, she held on to her dignity with this just fierce determination.
She captured this feeling perfectly in these powerful words. And this wasn't just a statement of pride, It was a declaration of survival. It was her way of saying, you can hide my body, but you cannot and will not erase who I am.
And what's just amazing is that Anne's thinking didn't stop with her own survival. She was able to look beyond the walls of the annex and actually imagine a future, one that was rooted in resilience, not in despair.
She saw her identity not as some kind of curse, but as something precious, something worth preserving, even if it meant facing death. She truly held a firm belief that her people would one day rebuild and heal from all this trauma. Her diary, then, becomes this powerful testament to that incredible hope.
And to me, this is perhaps the most profound takeaway from her entire story. Even trapped in a few tiny rooms, her mind was just expansive. She was thinking about the future of her people, the moral responsibilities of all humanity, and the possibility of renewal after such unimaginable loss.
Which leaves us with this one last thought. Anne Frank's story isn't just a historical account. It's a living testament to the power of the human spirit. And it forces us to ask ourselves, how does the voice of one single teenager, writing in secret, continue to offer such a powerful and timeless definition of resilience for every single one of us today?